announce it in the parking lot. Motherfucker don't listen for shit.
Ooh, finna getting written up. What up, Block fam? Welcome to today's episode.
What
where
the is up? I forget that it's aimed this way. It's usually you aiming over there and I'm on the side, and then all of a sudden you're like, pan over.
Oh, we've been doing this for like...
I know, but it's still new to me.
Yeah.
I'm not used to it.
Same.
In the damn porno shades every time. I can't get it.
The hangover shades.
The hangover shades.
All right, guys. So in today's episode, we are working on our 2022 Harley-Davidson Low Rider ST. This is a bike that we're giving away. So just right off the bat, to go ahead and pitch that so we can get it out of the way. We've given away, what, like 10 motorcycles so far, I think, through the Blockhead bike giveaway.
Yeah, I feel like that's...
Yeah, I think it's like 10 motorcycles so far. So basically what we do is we take a bike, we modify it, we create content on it, and then whenever we're done, we give it back to you guys, the community. And so this is one of those bikes that we've selected because, you know, people just absolutely love this bike. I'm a big fan of it. And so we're gonna basically put the Blockhead touch on it, you know, show what, you know, Chris can do with it, we can do with it. And by the time we're done making content and doing all that stuff, we randomly select one of you guys that has signed up for our website.
My favorite part of this is the science part.
Yes, that's what today's episode is. But if you guys want to get in on the giveaway, head over to the website, blockheadmoto.com, sign up, select a tier. There's like 5 tier options for you guys to choose from. Five tier options. And then once you do that, you also get various other perks, early access to episodes, discounts on merch at our shop, which we just launched a new shop, so check that out, blockheadmerch.com. Oh, Discord, yeah, you get access to the Discord server.
I have to go off memory.
Exclusive access to the Discord server, yeah, so you guys get to get in on the the Discord chat thing. So yeah, a couple cool perks, and it allows us to be able to do what we do. You know, we take everything, we put it right back into the bike, we put it right back into the shop. It allows us to create some cool bikes and then give them back to the community. So thank you guys for signing up, we greatly appreciate it. Like Chris was saying, we're basically doing some science in this episode.
This is some science. This is not trash talking. Get that out of the way.
Chris is nervous because what we're doing in this episode...
I just don't want to be mistaken. I don't want someone to think that we're like gonna potentially talk shit about either one of these manufacturers, because we're not. To cut to the chase, we're going to try 2 different exhaust systems on the same engine and compare the numbers. And not so much necessarily the overall numbers, because that's not always the biggest factor. It's where the power starts.
Right.
So we're gonna look at power curves more than overall number.
We used to do this stuff all the time. We obviously wanted to get back more into it. We recently hired Pretty Vinny over there to help us with the shop so that Chris and I can kind of get back to like these sciencey episodes and doing this research. So yeah, it's an exhaust shootout essentially. So we've got the Thrashin AR pipe on here currently, and that's the exhaust that's going to be given away with the bike. Now, I was recently in the market for a better performing exhaust as well for Goldzilla, my personal bike.
Because God knows it needs it.
Chris hates the TBR shorty that's on there. It sounds amazing, but it does need a better exhaust for performance. And so I was recently able to scoop one up thanks to Orlando Harley-Davidson. They got one in stock, paid, you know, markup for it because these things are back ordered like 3 months. So I still have mine on order, scoop that one up. So if any of you guys are interested in a pipe for a soft tail, whenever we get that in, we'll have one available. Before we put it on my bike, we wanted to put it on this bike. With the Thrashin pipe, you know, it's considered a performance exhaust. It's got the anti-reversion chambers, so it's a beautiful exhaust. Performs very well. We've seen the power numbers on that. Can we actually pull up the graph in the dyno room real quick?
We can. Oh, you want to do it now?
Yeah. Cut. All right, guys, so this bike currently has a stage 2 in it.
We have a F35A cam, which is a Star Racing cam. We have basically Goldzilla's intake, throttle body, manifold, and injectors. So we're running 5.5 injectors, 64mm throttle body with that Thrashin AR exhaust.
With the Thrashin pipe. Yeah, we're interested obviously in comparing the exhaust. For the price tag is comparative to Horsepower Inc. So we're looking at power numbers of 126.32 horsepower and 132.36 torque, which is awesome. This bike rides amazing. Like this power delivery, if you guys see, pretty much at 2.5, you're starting at 110 torque, and it just climbs very smoothly, very predictable, and when you want it, it's there. Rides smooth in the bottom end, but when you get on it, you downshift, it's really carrying you. If you guys want to see that video on my first reaction riding it, it's out there for you guys to check out after this one if you'd like. That's the graph that we're essentially going to compare it to and seeing how it performs, seeing how the curves change. So we're going to go ahead and install the Horsepower Inc. exhaust, get it tuned up here in the dyno room, and go from there. We'll see what it does.
Absolutely.
Cool. For science.
For science.
All right, so here we've got the horsepowering box. 1, 2, 3. Wow. They send you a ton of stickers, so shout out HPI for all the stickers. I'm gonna do this one. All right, so this is my second time, I think, seeing an HPI pipe. Like I said, they're on pretty good back order right now, but one of the things that people always talk about is the quality. It's why you are paying more of a premium price. So if we're looking at the welds here, man, these look amazing. Like really, really nice.
So this pipe goes from, I don't know the size, so I'm not gonna act like I do. If it was older, we'd say 1 3/4, steps up to like maybe 1 7/8 or 1 15/16, and then it steps up again subtly. So say 1 3/4, 1 7/8, 1 15/16, but then it steps back down. Right here.
Interesting.
So, just interesting.
Yeah.
Just something I noticed.
As of us recording this, their pricing for this exhaust is $1760, or if you want to do it for the M8 Softail ST, it is $1790, but we'll be sure to drop links and all that stuff down in the description below. So we purchased the one for just the regular M8 Softail since it's going on Goldzilla. After we put it on the ST, the only difference between those two is the bracket that goes from the passenger peg to the exhaust bracket because of the bags on this bike. Just go ahead and show you on the other side. We actually have a non-ST exhaust on this right now. We just kind of fabricated, or not even fabricated, but just reused this bracket, which we will have done black whenever we give it away, whenever we're done with it. But yeah, it just basically goes from there to the exhaust bracketry and helps to support the bag here as well. I forgot to mention pricing on that exhaust. So for the Thrashin anti-reversion exhaust system, $1445.99. Check out the links below, you guys will see. Justin, if you could do me a favor, insert a sound clip of this one from the last video. So that's what that one sounds like. It sounds really nice, especially with the cam in here, man. It just sounds like an old muscle car. That lope to it, F35A cam, springs, all that good stuff. So we'll get to installing the horsepowering. All right, so regarding the Thrashin pipe, constructive potential feedback for Thrashin. Whenever we put the wideband sensors in, so these are the wideband O2 sensors that we use for dyno tuning, it does push them right into the case right here. So the case is, I mean, it's not terrible, but what were you saying would be like a super easy fix?
Uninstall them. So once it's on and you've mounted everything, you can't take that O2 sensor out. It's already hard against the case.
Right.
So if this bung location was maybe repositioned, I don't even know, 5 degrees, so that instead of this being jammed into the case, it was living right here, you'd have all this area to work in. And it would help the stock O2 sensor wire length as well, because that's very short. It's only this long. Like,
right.
It doesn't go very high. So by changing the angle from this way to this way, it actually gives you a little bit more room to work. It's more user-friendly.
So if you're just buying one of these exhausts, you're not getting a tune, or you're just putting a can map on it or something like that, no worries with the narrow bands. So like the narrow band O2s, like being, you know, you can see the base of that is much, much smaller than the wide bands here. But with the wide bands, whenever we did put them in to tune the bike, you know, make that custom hand-built dyno tune for it, that's one of the things we kind of ran into. So Thrashin, if you're able to move them over a little tiny bit for speed shops and stuff whenever we're tuning, that'd be awesome.
I'd be interested to see which one puts the power where, basically.
Right. So you guys can see this one has a shorter rear cylinder pipe, whereas this one, since it has that little bit extra, does extend it a bit.
They have pipe diameter differences that they don't. They also have an anti-reversion chamber that they don't. This had a dog ball, and this does not. So I don't know if you looked in there.
In here, this is going to have more restriction. It has what they call the dog. It looks like wiffle balls, essentially.
And that could very well be why we didn't get the horsepower number we were after.
Right.
And our torque was so much higher because of the baffle.
Right.
Now this one, obviously we're gonna go more horsepower, it's wide open. Every engine needs a little back pressure, for sure. It's just finding a balance of where it's happiest. And again, what we're gonna talk about is where the power comes in and what delivers where, right? So we know what, right at about 2,500, we were at 110 on this pipe.
Yeah.
So we'll see where we're at with this one. That's kind of what we're more or less comparing, not just so much overall number. Yeah. Of course, numbers are fun to talk about, but let's look at where the power comes in, how it's delivered, and how it feels ultimately. We've got a dog ball baffle compared to a no baffle situation. Right. So by default, this should have more horsepower.
Once again, we're just showing you guys this, like we call it horsepower science. And so we're gonna see, basically, since they're both higher end exhaust systems for the M8, what's gonna give you the most bang for your buck, power delivery, anything like that, and show you guys on the dyno as well as in a ride. That's the goal here, is to educate you guys, to show that transparency and what you're getting whenever you buy either one of these.
We have not modified either one of these exhaust systems. These are as you would buy them out of the box.
All right, so time to get the HPI on.
I like how the camera gets the better angle and
Like
I have
old
the
times,
worst
I might.
angle.
That's how we started working together, man.
People liked the fact that you annoyed me. Like, I didn't understand that, but
Oh, it's
yeah.
kind of one of the things I do. I find a button and I just boop, 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 boop. Horsepower ink pipe is installed. Chris is buttoning up some of the other stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and clean the exhaust with some cleaner here. You want to remove all the oil from your hands off of it before you start it up, because if you start it up and there's oil from your hands on it, what's going to happen is it'll heat unevenly and it'll cause it to discoloration based on, yeah, that oil being on it. So I'm going to give it a good wipe down and then we'll crank it up, hear how it sounds, and then we'll get it into the dyno room. Also, one thing I did want to note, because we were talking about locations of like the O2 sensors in the bungs. So you've got basically the wideband one set up here. But one thing we just noticed as well is there's the narrowband sensor bung down here, which is closer to where the harness is for the M8s. That's one of those extra little details. It's like, you know, thought is put into it, because you've got wideband and like we're gonna basically run it through that side of the bike, hook it up to the dyno, and it's gonna be easier for tuning. And then whenever we're done, we can just take the narrowband and plug it right into here. So Horsepower Inc., great job on that. Those small attentions to detail, you know, kind of make our lives easier and convenient. So thank you guys. All right, first crank. Sounds good. We're making some runs. Alright guys, so the blue line is the Horsepower Inc. and the red line is the Thrash and Supply. So the Thrash, and we were looking at 126.32 horsepower and 132.36 torque. With the Horsepower Inc. pipe, we are looking at 129.49 horsepower and 135.91 torque. So we've got an increase on both horsepower and torque with the Horsepower Inc. exhaust. There you go. Proof is in the pudding. So Chris was saying a couple things regarding the graph here. So humidity levels are the same. All right, so Chris just pulled up a 6th gear run here as well, just because he had some insight that he wanted to give. So what are we looking at here, man?
This is actually 5th gear, the green one, the lime green one. The red one is a 6th gear pull with the Thrashin AR exhaust system. The numbers are almost identical. We had 132.36 versus 131.71, and horsepower was 126.53 versus 126.32. So in essence, it didn't change much. Now what changed, and this is where I'll walk around and point this out. So unfortunately, I've had to do this in the past. I can't spin it past 5,800 in 6th gear. I just don't have that ability, unfortunately. But if we continued this line and we say that we're 4 apart here, or actually let's look, so 135 and 131. So we're give or take 4.2 actually. So if we carry that over and we add 4 to that horsepower number, we land at what, 133 and a half. Yeah. So our overall horsepower number should be about 133 and a half. I wish I had the code to break that, but I don't. So for that reason, we're gonna say our total number is 136 and 129.5. But in reality, we would probably see 133 to 134.
Right.
If we were able to spin it out to 6400 in 6th gear.
You hear all this talk in the industry about horsepower rank being the best. I mean, those numbers are decent. So
well, we have other exhaust systems to compare it to.
Chris wants to do a D&D, so we're gonna do a.
We might as well do a shootout if we're gonna do.
Yeah, we're gonna throw a D&D on it and do a comparison as well. So, just for science.
Always for science.
Yeah.
Looks good.
No, he said, dude.
Dude, it's gonna look good on Goldzilla though.
He said that makes this bike look way better, which makes me super torn. Do we leave or put an HPI pipe on the giveaway for you guys?
Nope.
Nope. We're keeping the HPI pipe.
Yep.
It is a nice pipe.
Yeah.
Good power, good look, good sound, worth the money. Vinny's gonna go rip it. He's gonna come back, tell us how it feels. Yep, have fun.
I told him no burnouts in the parking lot. Motherfucker don't listen for shit.
Ooh, Vinny getting written up.
Yeesh. Sounds good and it performs good. It rips.
You gonna do it?
Dude.
You not do burnouts in this parking lot, do you not understand? Jeez, old Pete. Killing me, Smalls.
It just wants to that F-35A stage 2.
Like I just shift it. That's it. And it just.
Yeah, it's not his fault. It's your fault.
So
It's not my
fast.
fault.
It's your fault for tuning it.
Then foot that shit.
Yeah, have some control, Vinny. Jesus. Well, there you go. That's the exhaust comparison. The Thrash and Supply AR pipe versus the horsepower rank. So performs great, looks great, welds are beautiful, nothing but good things to say. Definitely a premium cost for an exhaust, but also premium product. So yeah, if you guys do have any questions on this, be sure to drop them down in the comments below. Let us know. One of these episodes where we try to be super transparent, you know, doing that research for science for you guys. Hopefully you've learned a bit about this exhaust if you guys are considering it. If you guys are looking to order this, we are actually a distributor for Horsepower Inc. So if you guys want to hit us up, blockheadgarage.com, fill out the form, let us know that you guys are looking to get one of these pipes and we can get you guys set up. We do have a D&D that we're going to do a comparison with as well, just to kind of see where the D&D exhaust lands, all for science. If you guys want to scoop up one of those shirts, F yeah, Horsepower Science shirts, check out the shop. I'll be sure to drop the link and all that stuff. Big shout out, Horsepower Inc. for making a quality product here. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Big thanks to Chris, Sick Wide Glide. Do me a favor, go to his most recent Instagram post and comment hashtag Horsepower Bay.
No, do not.
Horsepower Bay, you know,
Do
so
not.
like sprinkling horses of power. Pretty Vinny, go hit him up, tell him how pretty he is at Pretty Vinny, P-R-I-T-T-Y. If you guys want to get entered to potentially win this bike, head over to blockheadmoto.com, sign up, select the tier. You guys are in, you get those various other perks like we were saying earlier. Whenever we're done with it, I mean, it's going to have custom paint, wheels, brakes, all that good stuff. We've been focusing on the performance of it, and I am incredibly happy and surprised with the stage 2 that is in it right now. And with this combo, it just screams, performs incredibly well. So hope you guys enjoyed the episode though. If you did, do me a favor, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon so it sends you notifications of future uploads and activity. Till next time, ride safe out there. Bell yeah! Be part of that Bell yeah squad. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace. Woo!